Still heading down the French coast, we called into Camaret. We were recommended this location. We stayed on the mooring buoy for 3 nights, but wanting to move on, we left early the next day, taking the dogs for a last walk. And this old girl came out just as we were untying the lines. She really is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, traditional wooden boat. I love wooden boats, there's something about them, they have such character. We left Camaret, heading towards Saint-Yvette, where we picked up another mooring buoy and sat waiting for the weather to change so that we could get through the Raz de Seine. After the Raz passage, we moved on to Concarneau and then Lorient, and that was where we had a bit of damage. I guess I'd better explain. To be fair, it was an accident and it wasn't really all the guy's fault, he was just inexperienced. Now Lorient is a river estuary and the water runs really fast out of the river when the tide ebbs. This chap tried to, well, get out past our boat with the tide running at 4 knots, and you can see from this picture, this is what happened. As he revved his engine, his stanchions and his guardrails contacted the dinghy hanging on the davits at the back of Impavidus. It broke both the locks holding the transom gate closed and tore off the safety catch. I tried to shout at him, but he just, well, he carried on. Regardless, if it had stopped the engine, this wouldn't have happened. It tore the D-ring right out of the bottom new Highfield. The guy eventually came back, parked his boat up, hitting someone else, and it was all dealt with through Pantanius, our insurers, who actually have been really good.
It kind of put a downer on our visit to Lorient. With some minor repairs done, we then moved on to Belle. What a pretty place.
We moored up in the outer harbour, but there are 2 other harbours, both behind lock gates, and they're only accessible about 1 to 1.5 hours either side of high water. So at high water, or an hour and a half before it, there's a mad rush as everybody comes from the mooring balls outside, in through the harbour and in through the lock gates. But they're not the only ones using the harbour. Note how the strange mooring happens at Belle. Well, this is the guy who uses the harbour as well. In fact, there's 3 of them. There's 2 of these big ferries and a smaller one. They come in about every hour and a half, and they're literally within a boat's length of the back of your boat if you're moored in the outer harbour. They're quite good, they don't make a lot of wash, and they don't rev their engines up until they get just outside the harbour walls. But look how close this guy comes to us and our neighbours. Now you can't really see it well in the video, but he literally is less than a boat length from the back of the boat.
This is the second part of the outer harbour. It's very tidal and very shallow in places. Here we are walking through one of the main streets in the town. There's all types of shops here, including lots for the tourists as well. They have a fresh food market every morning.
It was €18 a night to be on the mooring buoys out in the main harbour. But I have to say, if I did it again, well, we'd probably go into the main marina behind the lock gates. We'll show you that in a minute.
This is the inner harbour from further along the walkway.
And in the distance you can see the lock gates. So these are the main lock gates and the footbridge that takes you across to the Citadel. There's a road bridge which opens hydraulically, which is a bit further up. That's the inner harbour. It gets quite busy in there. And there's the outer harbour. What? It's grassy places. Yeah. We took the dogs for a good long walk up through the Citadel and round the top of the island, around the headland. Construction of the Citadel started in the early 1700s. Imagine all this stonework, all laid by hand. Thousands and thousands of tons of earth have been moved, and thousands of tons of rocks were taken up the hill, presumably by horse and cart. I think you've got a mole problem, Cindy. You know, there's only one way to get rid of a mole. Jasper carrot. You can't jump down there, Lulu. The actual entrance to the Citadel was up a very steep ramp. Only one way in. Now you can't really call this a moat because it's never had water in it. But the idea is that anyone trying to attack the Citadel would be caught in crossfire from two firing positions at either end of the earthworks. There's actually a drawbridge there. Yeah, I wonder what that is. It's pretty, isn't it? Really pretty. All the old hinges for the drawbridge are still in place, look. Wow. It's a good job Mummy brings water for you two, isn't it?
Oh, do you want some? So with a bowl.
Yeah, I'm not drinking out the bowl.
Done?
Is that it?
More dinkies?
Mate, lovely doer-upper, wasn't it? A houseboat. Old wooden lifeboat. Got the tunnels under the props in there. And that's the end of the inlet. A little tiny river over there feeding it. And this is the boatyard. Wow, that's what you call fouling, look.
Next time, Ant will be doing nothing. Oh, I meant knotting.
Come up through the loop, around the back of the line, go back through the loop. We make these videos for you, so please like, subscribe and comment below. Suggestions and questions are always welcome. Sail safe. Bye.
Bye.